beautiful April day out here in Utah.
Don't do that, stupid.
We're here.
What's up guys, welcome to the channel. I'm Grant. I try to put out a little weekly video of all the projects I'm doing with terrariums, aquariums. So if you're interested in checking videos out like that, make sure to hit that subscribe button. On this week's video, we're gonna be making a little piece of just aqua decor for now. Hoping it'll be a little shrimp tank in the future. But we've got this little 6x6 cube I've made previously. You can see I spray painted the back, just a little matte black, so you can get a little bit more color out of there. And then I actually forgot that I had this, but I made this little 2x2 cube. So what we're gonna do is we'll get a little planted plant, fill that up with some planted substrate. We'll actually get some floating plants. I'm hoping to get maybe something a little bit bigger on top. One plant will be growing up from the bottom and one plant will be growing down inside. So let's get going.
It's a beautiful, beautiful April day out here in Utah. We're just running to the pet store really quick. We're gonna grab some plants for a new setup. We'll head on over there and see what we can find. We're here. This is their current plant inventory. It's actually a little bit lower than normal, especially on the floating plants, but it is a smaller pet store, so sometimes they're low in stock. As always, you gotta love supporting your local pet stores. I have no idea how they stay in business, but I'm glad they're around.
Alright guys, so we're back from the pet store. We got ourselves a little bit of Amazon frog bit. We didn't have a big plant like I was hoping they would, but this will actually cover the top a little bit better, so once we get the shrimp in there, they should be able to stay under that cover, and then they won't be able to jump out. I've had a lot of shrimp jump out of tanks before, and it's not my favorite finding dried shrimp, you know, like 4 feet away from the aquarium. We've got that Amazon frog bit there, and we've also got that nice red plant from the middle. I already forgot what it was called. I was hoping she'd be able to help me with the pronunciation, but she didn't seem super confident in the pronunciation either. First off, what we're gonna do is we've got some actual red substrate. We're gonna get down in the middle of this, and then I'm actually just gonna go steal a little planted substrate from the Neon Tetra tank. If you haven't seen that, make sure to check out the video right here. And we'll throw a little bit in there, get that main plant planted, and then fill in around the edges with just that little bit of red substrate. So you have a little red-black substrate with green and red plants. So we'll see how it looks. We got our planted substrate here. I'm actually gonna plant this plant just out of the terrarium. As always, we've got a nice jacket to dry off the bottom here. These are actually, so these are wrapped in here. They've got this little metal strand that goes around. These are actually a lot of just individual pieces kind of rolled up in this. You can see them kind of slowly coming out there. Hopefully this will give them a good starting point to get going from. We got that planted. Looks a little funny right now. Obviously not super crazy growth yet. Let's see where we're at. Yeah, nice. See, this stuff's pretty dusty. I've actually rinsed this before, but no matter what you do, it makes a bit of a mess. If you guys aren't familiar with substrate in tanks, a lot of times what you like to do is take this, kind of make it a little lower in the front, and then slope it up towards the back. It gives it a little bit more of a deeper look. Instead of just a flat surface that goes away from you, you can see a little bit more because it's angled towards you. So it gives it that little bit more depth when you're looking at it. Makes the tank look a little bit bigger. We need to fix that again once we fill it up with water. But there it is. That's what we got so far. Well, that just looks like clay, doesn't it? I have rinsed it off before. It's just gotten a little worse. So got a little API leaf zone we're gonna add as well. All right, so amateur hour. Let me show you what you should always do with your substrate. Even if you rinsed it before, if you put it back in the bag and it's moved around and stuff, it's usually created some more dust, busted itself up. So, get a bucket. In this case, I just used the tank because the tank already had the substrate in it, but you get a bucket, dump the substrate in, and then you can leave the bucket just flat. I like to put something under one edge, so it starts funneling out. But then you'll just take your hose, you'll stick it all the way down in the substrate, so it's moving the substrate around, and then that's gonna kick up all the dust. It'll start to run over, and you can just leave that there for as long as you need to till it starts running clear. Then you can go agitate the substrate, kick up some more dust, do that a couple times till it's really running clear, and then you'll have most of the dust out. So I did that before on this substrate, but I put it back in the bag and then, dried out, started kind of dusting itself up again. So that's what I should have done. I was trying to skip some steps, but don't do that, it's stupid. But anyway, so we got this back here. Like I said, I re-rolled that up just so it's got the weights in it. I'm gonna plant that back down here. So I got that planted up again, down in there with the weight and everything. So it's gonna dust up the water a little bit again, but it's not gonna be near as bad as it was. Dose the tank again since we took out all the fertilizer from before. Nice. So it's not perfectly clear yet, but we're gonna get Amazon frog bit out of its bag, get it added here, and then we'll let it clear up overnight. Going to be a wrap on this one, guys. As always, thanks for watching. Hopefully in the near future we'll have some shrimp coming into this tank, so make sure to hit the like and subscribe button so you don't miss out. Signing off for now.